Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vegan Spirituality online gathering. It's wonderful to have all of you here today. We're super excited to have you. This is part of our In Defense of Animals Sustainable Activism campaign, offering emotional and spiritual resources for animal activists. And Vegan Spirituality is a project to create spaces for people who, of like mind and like spirit, to come together to explore veganism as a spiritual practice. And that's what we're here to do today. So we have a special guest, Tracy Principi. You can see her in the, if you're online, you're able to see her. You'll see both of our images here. And if you're on the phone, you'll be able to hear her a little bit more in a minute or two after I do a couple announcements. So for anybody who's new to this, we do have meetings that are in person, vegan spirituality meetups and Facebook groups that meet across the country. We have about 20 groups, and to find one near you, just go to veganspirituality.com. You'll learn a little bit more about why we're doing this and also be introduced to our community. We also have a Facebook page, which is Vegan Spirituality Community on Facebook, where we post uplifting and positive news about animals and also spiritual content. So what Judy Carmen and I, Judy wrote Peace to All Beings, and she's not with us tonight. She's actually out enjoying a wonderful vacation kayaking with whales. So we'll have to ask her about that when she returns. But she's my lovely co-host, and she's not here tonight. So we will know that she's here with us in spirit. And she and I decided it would be a good idea to offer this experience for people around the country. Some of us vegans are the only one in our area, and it's nice to be able to connect online, even if we can't connect in person. So that's what we're here for. And we also offer vegan spirituality retreats. We have one coming up in Philadelphia that will happen on the 8th of October. And we also have another retreat that will be happening in April. That will happen the 1st and 2nd of April in Gainesville, Florida at Jungle Friends Primate Sanctuary. So those are the announcements. And then we'll go forward with, I'd love to take a moment and I'm going to go over Tracy's, all of her experience that she comes to us with. So Tracy combines her intuitive abilities along with healing energy to help humans and animals. She coaches other light workers in tapping into their own intuitive gifts and living their soul's purpose. She helps spiritual entrepreneurs start and grow their spiritual-based businesses. Tracy volunteers her services through animal rescue organizations and facilitates free distance healing for people and animals. You can connect with Tracy via her website, which is healingallbeings.com, and her Facebook page, which has the same name. So without any further ado, it's really a treat to introduce Tracy herself. So thank you for joining us today, Tracy.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm so excited to be here and, conduct a meditation for everybody on the call. It's just an honor, Animals are near and dear to my heart. And I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude to be here tonight. So thank you.
Oh, wow.
So much.
Well, thank you. This is a real treat. I know Tracy and I chatted a little months ago, actually, on Facebook, and we were saying, oh, it would be great to do this activist deep healing. And I thought, our group would surely benefit from that. So this is unique. It's a very unique session today because we actually get to receive a healing process. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yay. Well, I thought what we'll do is we'll start with a little interview. That way people can get to know more about who you are and we'll have an opportunity to chat. And then after that, we'll do the activist deep healing. And then from there, we'll open it up for questions. So anyone who is, online or on the phone can ask Tracy some questions. And we also have a chat box. So I'll be monitoring the chat box today. And if you have any questions or comments or things you'd like to share, go ahead and put them in there, and we'll try to address as many as we can. So thanks. Also, please, if you're noticing anything with sound quality or anything like that, please let us know, because that helps us to do any troubleshooting or anything that we need to. So we'll go ahead and we're going to start with our questions. So Tracy, why don't you tell us about your vegan story? How did you become vegan, and how does your vegan commitment help you in your work?
Yeah, okay. Well, it's kind of a long, winding road. So, yeah, looking back now, I understand that I think that I was born an animal empath, because I was one of those people, that as a child knew that I did not want to eat animals. I vividly remember just being repulsed by meat. And I would ask, I must have been like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years old, asking my grandmother, who was, my caretaker when I was young, what veal was. And she said it was a baby cow. And I remember just breaking down in tears. It was just, I just felt that I was just shocked, just overwhelmed. And then every time she cooked an egg, I was like, well, how come that egg isn't a chicken? And she'd say, oh, it hasn't been fertilized. And I just couldn't, I was like, I didn't understand, and so I really was repulsed by meat and everything is the secretions and all that. And so luckily I grew up in a household that didn't force me to eat it, so I didn't have to eat it. And I really didn't. I didn't like milk. I also was very sick as a child. I had very bad migraine headaches and stomach, bad stomach issues. Went to the doctors, and this was in the 70s. Nobody could find anything wrong with me. I'm convinced now, again looking back, that it was the food, and my visceral reaction to animal products. My body just was not going to allow me to digest or, just eat that food. As I kind of was a teenager in early 20s, I didn't eat meat, but, maybe I ate chicken and fish, and I kind of went that vegetarian/pescatarian route. I was training for marathons and heavily into weightlifting, and everybody's like, you got to have protein, so I did fall for that, and started eating fish, and kind of went down that road for a couple of years, and this is all before, this was like in the 80s, all before Facebook, so I really didn't know about factory farming or any of that, and there weren't the documentaries or the movies, and until Facebook, really, where I learned about the factory farming and what goes on through the documentaries that I started watching. And that's when I really, probably about 5 years ago, I made the absolute commitment, to be fully an ethical vegan. And, because of everything that I had learned that I didn't know about previously. I just knew I didn't want to eat animals, but nobody told me why. I thought I was weird, and I didn't know anybody else like me that had this profound feeling for animals. When I was 19, I saw a goat being slaughtered, and it actually, it traumatized me so badly. I just, I accidentally ran over a cat one time, and I was just devastated. It was a complete accident. This cat ran out, and I had these other I think I was like 17, 18. These teenagers in the car were like laughing. Oh, you hit that cat. I was absolutely traumatized and devastated every single time. I just felt that energy, that empathic energy, and I didn't know why. At that time, I didn't know anybody else like me. I was the only one, right? And so then you think, like, why me? Why am I like this? Now, of course, there's a whole bunch of us like that. You know, and so I was like, hey, I found my soul tribe. So yeah,
Right.
so that's really, you know, long before I was an animal communicator, that I believe is how the animals were, you know, communicating with me. So I, you know, from a metaphysical, from a spiritual standpoint, I absolutely know that we are not supposed to be eating animals, or I wouldn't have felt like this since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an amazing journey, really, to connect it with your own, you know, intuitive nature and your empathic abilities. It sounds like it was quite a discovery.
Yeah, to really, yeah, to now really understand it and step into those, you know, step into those gifts, and you know, make others aware, hopefully, and teach others through my experiences. I mean, there's no way that, I mean, I could, you know, just feel those things. And I know a lot of you probably can relate to this. You just feel it in every cell of your body, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yeah.
way before I took, you know, way before I actually, I guess, you know, took actual animal communication classes, I just knew, you know, just that intuitive knowing, that inherent knowing that comes from, you know, some other source. You know, what that is, right? And so, yeah, I think, you know, that my belief is that we're all, you know, we're all in different stages of our spiritual journey and spiritual awareness. So that's why, you know, some people get it now and some people don't. And, you know, everybody's in a different stage of spiritual awareness and their awakening process.
Wow.
Right.
I like that. I like that way of thinking about it. You know, you mentioned that we need to stay high vibrational at all times to be most effective in our work. Share more about that and maybe a couple examples.
Yeah. So, again, you know, my spiritual practice is to stay high vibrational. That, you know, everything has a vibration, everything, you know, the table, a rock, a tree, an animal. Obviously, we as humans have a vibration. Everything on the planet has a vibration. And that's like proven science, quantum physics, if you want to look at it from a scientific standpoint. From an energetic standpoint, the highest vibration on the planet is love, right? You know, we should all be loving and compassionate. That's the highest vibration. That's what we're here for. We're here for love. You know, and everything else like fear, anger, worry, those are very low vibrations. You know, pain, rage, all those, you know, jealousy, non-compassion, violence, those are all the lowest possible vibrations that you can have. Fear. And as we've, you know, as we have probably heard, when an animal goes to slaughter, they are fearful. They're actually emitting stress hormones because, you know, I don't know, the meat industry says that we try to hug them and kiss them, so their stress hormones don't, you know, they're not releasing adrenaline and everything that they release. That's BS. You know, they're releasing those stress hormones. That's in the body. We do the same. We're mammals. You know, we're all mammals. So we're releasing those hormones as well. And you know, and that does a lot of damage in our body. It actually damages our cells. And so that's why people with very stressful jobs and stressful situations, they completely mess up their immune system and their adrenals and their hormones and their metabolism. Right? Same thing with animals. So that's an example. An animal is fearful. They're in a terrible environment, just like as a human we would be. That's the lowest possible vibration. The people working in those environments are obviously at the lowest total, you know, it's just a lack of awareness. It's the lack of awareness is a really low vibration. They're all working in very low vibrational environments. So we as animal activists, sometimes, you know, we get very passionate about the things that we believe in, and we get angry sometimes, right? And we've got to turn that anger into love. We also really lack the self-care. We've got to do the self-care. So the self-care is an example of us running at a low vibration because we are not loving ourselves. We're not taking care of ourselves. You know, we get burned out with fatigue. And again, our bodies can react in ways that are not healthy. Even if we're vegans, you know, we still have this stress level, these things going on with our cells that create havoc in our body, low vibration. The highest vibration and the way that you're going to get there is love and meditation. And that's what I'm going to give you an example of tonight. You know, the most important thing you can do is stay in that love vibration, no matter what the situation is. You know, I can't watch videos. I know what's going on. It's not that I'm trying to ignore it. It's just that I can't take in that energy, because what we do as light workers, you know, we take in other people's energy. We take energy in from the collective consciousness, other people's thoughts. That's 7 billion people on the planet. That's a lot of energy. We've got to protect ourselves. And we're doing that not because we don't care, not to ignore the situation, but the only way we're going to operate at a really high level and be of any use to anybody on the planet and use to the animals is by staying in a high vibrational state ourselves. You know, that's where we can operate. That's where we're going to do the best work as a light worker. And that's, I mean, you know, that's what animal activists are, light workers.
Well, that's a nice way to think about it, actually. That animal activists are light workers. I think that's a great perspective, because often people that don't understand what we're doing might think that we're maybe extreme or crazy, or all these other words that are not too kind. So really thinking of ourselves as light workers is stepping into that as we're raising awareness about the issues going on with animals and trying to uplift the general consciousness to more compassion for animals.
Right. Yeah. And because we're sensitives, we're empaths, you know, we're in some, you know, a lot of us, we're really empaths to humans as well. You know, maybe we're empaths to animals first, but of course we're empathic to humans. Of course we are, you know, and so we are absolutely, we're very empathic. We're extremely sensitive. And sensitive people, it just means, you know, our chakras are probably blown wide open, and we're very self-aware and conscious. You know, we get it. We're at a higher level of consciousness, obviously, than, you know, and I don't say that egotistically, but, you know, we tend to be at a higher level of consciousness than a lot of other people who are not aware, you know. And so we do, you know, we take in a lot more energy than people that are closed off, shut down, not aware, you know, ignoring their food choices, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. So maybe share a couple examples of how your healing work has helped people. Yeah,
so basically, you know, what I really like to do and has you know, I've done some of this energy work and meditation that really, again, it's going to raise your vibration. You're going to feel really, really good. You're also going to release energy. Like, again, we're holding on to things that we don't need to hold on to. So, for example, forgiveness is a big one. We tend to hold on to to not forgiving or resentment towards others. And when we hold on to that energy in our body, we're really only hurting ourselves. And so what happens is we get an energy block. So anytime you have a block in your body, you might get back pain or shoulder pain or neck pain or, you know, whatever it is. I mean, some people get cancer. Whatever happens to me, it is an energetic blockage in your body. It means you are holding on to anger, you are holding on to resentment, whatever you're holding. You're not. Forgiveness is a big one. A lot of people just are unable to forgive. And so that shows up as blockages in your body. This energy healing is going to release that. And the main thing we got to do, we have to forgive ourselves. We often don't, we forget to forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we've made, or, whatever it happens to be in our lives. We forgive forgive yourself. And so it's really, really powerful when you release all that. You'll feel it, you could feel it, especially if you guys are already sensitive to energy. A lot of you, if you've ever had Reiki or anything like that, you can feel that energy. And so, and it works at a distance, just as energy is energy wherever you go in the world. So it's going to work over the phone, or if I was, standing in front of you.
Wow. I am so glad that you mentioned self-forgiveness, because that's a big part of activist self-care, and it's something that many of us struggle with, how to let that go, and that some of the healing work that you do can help that. I think I'd like to sign up.
Yes, so it's so important, because we forget that, and that's, we are so important, and we matter so much to do this work. So I want to give back and let everybody experience this.
Thanks, Tracy. Wow. Well, do you think that having veganism as a spiritual path can help us cope with the trauma that we experience as animal activists?
Yes, absolutely. Again, once you kind of really get a good meditation practice, do that self-care, develop a ritual for yourself, and really focus on the positive. Don't dwell on the negative. That's another big one. We've all, positive, really think about the positive. We've all heard of that. It really does make a difference. The other thing is gratitude. Gratitude is huge. You got to be grateful wherever you're at, and then just staying in the present moment. Just stay right where you are, and try to focus your thoughts on the present moment, because we go in the past or we jump in the future, like, oh my, this, and it's just overwhelming, and it really doesn't do any good. And so the best things that we can do for ourselves, and meditation will help with this, is just staying in that present moment, right where we are, doing what we can right this minute. And just focusing on those positive changes that have happened, no matter how small they are. If you helped one person, that's great. That again, that's going to go out and change the collective of maybe 7 other people in your energy field, right? And so we've got to focus on those small changes and those small advancements, because otherwise it just gets too overwhelming. It really does.
Wow, that's a helpful strategy. I like the ones that you're mentioning, just being present in the moment and doing the meditation as a way to assist us to become good at that. I think that's super, super helpful.
Yeah, it's changed my life. It has absolutely changed my life, and I'm here to tell you that. Simple steps. It takes a little practice if you're not used to thinking a certain, it's like retraining your brain, but it's absolutely changed my life in the last couple of years.
Wow. That's a great recommendation. Is there any type of meditation that you like specifically?
Really, all you have to do, and this is what I do, is I don't follow anything, specific. There's like a gazillion YouTube videos, right? You find a couple that you like, because some people have a hard time with meditation, quieting your mind. You find a guided one that you can focus on the person's voice. Make sure you like their voice, because a lot of them, the voice is annoying, and then you're not going to be able to focus. You're just going to focus on this annoying voice. So find somebody that you resonate with, and listen to a guided meditation that will walk you through it. There's some other ones with the crystal bowls, the sound healing. I really like that. That gets me into a deep state, and the sound healing, the sound vibration, the Tibetan bowls or the crystal bowls, that is phenomenal. And very, you can really connect with that, because we connect with sound really well. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I recommend if you're new to meditation, you have trouble, you know, getting quiet. 10, 15 minutes in the morning is all you need to do, and just stick with it until your mind, if you're super active, you have that super active brain, you might not quiet down right away. That's okay. Just stick with it. Keep doing it. It'll happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like the very concrete description of what you're giving us in terms of suggestions. I also find that sometimes doing some physical activity before you sit to meditate, or before I do that, it really helps me. If I do a little yoga and then that releases some tension in the muscles, and I can sit for longer and a more peaceful way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, Tracy, for responding to our questions and sharing more about who you are. I think it's time to go ahead and do the activist deep healing. Maybe you could share a little about that first, and then take us on this journey.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's get to the good part and get started with that. So I hope that everybody is in a comfortable place and not driving. So, or, somewhere, because we're going to go really deep, and some people kind of, it's like you get kind of fuzzy. You might feel some sensations. You might not feel anything, and that's okay too. It doesn't mean it's not working. But, so you might feel warm or tingly, or, different sensations might come up. So that's all normal. And again, if you've experienced any kind of energy healing, you kind of know what those different things feel like. And so I'm just going to take you guys on kind of a guided meditation with the animals, and with Mother Earth. And it's going to be really cool. And then we'll just come out of it and see how everybody feels.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so shall we go ahead and get started?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Okay, great. Okay, so what I want everybody to do is to just go ahead and get comfortable and take a couple of deep belly breaths for me to just kind of get that energy moving. Close your eyes, relax, and take a couple deep breaths and kind of move that energy around. Get ready. Get ready on my end as well. Okay. And I'm just going to call in some spirit guides and spirit animals of the earth and totem animals of the earth and of the land to help facilitate with me tonight this healing for everyone on this call. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start. And what I want you guys to do is just take a walk with me. We're going to go ahead and walk down a path in the forest. So imagine yourself in a beautiful forest, wooded area with a clear-cut path. Just wandering down that path and hear the sounds of birds and insects buzzing around. And you might even see a deer or a fox. Notice your surroundings, just a beautiful, beautiful forest, beautiful trees with a little sunlight shining through. And you're going to come to a clearing in the center of the forest. There's a clearing, circular shape. Go ahead and walk into that clearing. And just stand in the middle of that clearing. Imagine yourself there. And go ahead and imagine a cord coming out the bottom of your feet going down into the center of Mother Earth, just cords or roots, just flowing all the way down to the center of the earth, all the way down, down, down. Plug those roots or cords into the center of the earth. Get plugged in with Mother Earth, who offers us so, so much, and all we do is take. Just plug into Mother Earth and feel her energy, feel her love. Mother Earth is pure, pure love. That's all she offers all day, every day, just love. Just plug into that energy. There we go. And then what I want you to do is imagine a cord going out the top of your head. So out of the top of your crown chakra, another cord or beam of light, and shoot that up into the universe. Just shoot that cord all the way up into the universe and plug it into the sun, a beautiful sun that offers us life on this planet every single day. And you know that sun shines every single day, helps things grow, gives us light and oxygen. Plug that cord into the sun and feel that energy of the sun. And take another deep breath for me. And now I want you to bring in the animals. Imagine all kinds of animals, all the animals of the earth. Just all the animals living in harmony. Imagine those animals, whatever that looks like for you. Just all of the animals of the earth. We lions together with lambs and cats and dogs and cows and pigs, all together in harmony and peace, because we are all one. There's no separation. Just imagine all those animals and surround them all in a bubble of beautiful white light, all surrounded in light. And keep breathing. All the animals surrounded in light. And then what I want you to do is take a beam of light from your heart, so from your heart chakra, and beam that light to all of those animals. Beam it to all those animals. That light from your heart, and surround all of those animals with love. Love, love, love. And all those animals are in the circle with you now, in the center of the forest. And surround yourself with a beautiful ball of light for protection. Imagine a light going around your entire body. Just love and protection. Just feel that love. Love from the animals and Mother Earth, giving us everything we need. Having that loving protection, knowing that all is well, always. Everything is in order. Everything is in divine order, even if it doesn't seem that way. There surely is meaning. And take another big deep breath for me. Now I want you to take that energy and run it up into your root chakra. So the root chakra is at the base of your tailbone. And you just fill that root chakra with gold light. You can, just imagine that filling up with gold, gold, gold light, warm and beautiful. Feel that energy. And then run it up to your sacral chakra, which is below your pelvis. And imagine that light flowing, gold light. And then keep going up to your navel. And fill your navel with gold light. Feel that energy. And then bring it up to your heart chakra. Fill that chakra with gold loving light. And move that up to your throat chakra. Imagine that gold light. And move it up to your third eye. And fill that with gold light. And then take that gold light out the top of your crown chakra on the top of your head. And take a deep breath for me. We just cleared your chakras, which often can get very blocked in the work that we do, or we hold on to energy, excess energy in our chakras. So take another deep breath and release anything that no longer serves you. Release anything that no longer serves you. And bring in the energy of the animals, Mother Earth, our ancestors, all the animals from all generations, all the land, the tribal nations, all the ancestors of the land, and all the animals. We love you and we respect you, and we forgive all of our ancestors who have harmed you. May we forgive ourselves and all others for any harm they may have done in this lifetime and all previous lifetimes. We release that energy from our energy field. And we go back to the forest now and thank the animals and anyone else that joined you, spirit guides, elders, whoever else may have been in that forest. Thank them. Go ahead and take another deep breath and release that. And now go ahead and start walking back out of the forest, back down that path into the clearing. Down the path until you reach the clearing. And just come back to center, come back in your body. Feel your toes, feel your fingers. And open your eyes when you are ready. When you're ready, open your eyes. Take a sip of water if you need to.
Wow. Well, thank you.
How do you feel? You feel a little sleepy?
That feels fabulous. Fabulous. Really nice. Kind of a real peace, a real deep peace.
Yeah, very deep, right? We just, just feeling that love and peace and hopefully you were able to, some people, I'm very visual. So, I've been doing this a while. So I get just very visual. It's almost like I transport myself into the, into the meditation. So that's why I always bring us back and, bring us back into our bodies, because sometimes it gets so deep you feel like you have left your body, for some other dimension. Yeah, So, yeah, so hopefully everybody enjoyed that.
Yeah, we're getting, some people are mentioning in the chat box that that it was really nice and that it was very beautiful. I think this might be a good time to open up the call so that people can share with us if they'd like to, using either if they're on the phone, you can, in a moment, I'll change the format of the webinar and you'll hear a little announcement. So if you're on the phone, that you'll be able to press *6, and if you're actually on the computer, you can click next to the microphone icon, and then you can speak using your own device. It's helpful if you have a headset. And if for any reason there's any echo, I may need to mute you after you ask your question. So it's nothing personal. I just wanted you to know that. So I'll go ahead and change the format. As I mentioned, you'll hear a little announcement.
All attendees are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
So the directions to press *6 are for those on the phone. And again, if you're on the computer, you can unmute yourself by clicking the microphone. So if anyone would like to ask Tracy a question, either about what she shared or make a comment about the deep healing, feel free to let us know. You can also write it in the chat box, and then I can share it with Tracy too. I'm just wondering how your experience was and how you feel now.
Everybody's sleepy.
Well, we did have one comment. Kristen mentioned that she needs to do that more often, that she noticed a difference. And I felt an instant, like a meditation kind of quality to it.
Yeah,
and,
yes,
the quiet,
exactly.
the inner quiet. So
yes,
I think it's amazing how even a short time, I mean, maybe 10 or 15 minutes of that, and it's like you recalibrate your emotional state into this sense of peace. So I think it's very valuable.
Yes, that's why I say, 10 to 15 minutes a day is all you need to change your life. It is life-changing. So, yes, give up the resistance. Make the
That's
time,
great.
we got to you can make 10 or 15 minutes a day, I promise.
Yeah. So we have a comment by Melissa, and again, you're welcome to chat, or I'll go ahead and read your comment, that she could really feel warmth in her heart, especially when you mentioned to surround yourself and the animals with light. She wasn't ready to leave the animals, though. She really felt their energy, and that's unusual for her. It sounds like some people were able to tap into something they hadn't experienced before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the beauty of this work, is because, that energy is just pure love. Even the earth, Mother Earth, all those animals, those billions of animals that have been slaughtered in, animals have souls. Yes, they do. I didn't mention that before, but of course they have souls. And so, those souls go on to maybe reincarnate. I don't know, whatever you guys believe. That's what I believe. That energy right now is pure love. Earth is pure love. We destroy her every day. She still is pure love, right? And so you feel that. Yes, you feel that love. I mean, I just, it's like I cry sometimes. You just feel that love, and everything else goes away, right? You don't feel that pain anymore. You don't feel that anger of what's going on in the world. You just sit in that love, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful and peaceful.
And I think it relates so much to the forgiveness that you were talking about.
Yes.
Because you mentioned here that humans and we've done so much to the earth, and yet she's forgiving us on every moment, and that we can do that too for ourselves. Really forgive ourselves and and
Yeah,
we'll
the
start our
animals.
classes. And,
Yeah, the animals forgive us too. And so that's that's part of the beauty of this meditation and connecting to that energy of love and disconnecting from the fear and the programming and the physical world. It's like, take me out of this physical 3D reality. I don't want to be here. I want to go somewhere else. For a few
at least
minutes,
temporarily. Yeah, for a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder, we have a comment about what happens if you're in this deep meditation state and you feel tears coming on, or you feel sad, even though we're surrounded by love. What does that mean?
Yeah, so that, to me, it's, I think once you start, I cry too, you feel, but to me, it's love. It's not sadness. I feel that love. So I'm crying because I feel that pure love, right? And so once you get used to that feeling, and again, a lot of activists, if they're not doing the self-care and they're not doing meditation and they're, they're in that push and pull world, there, it's going to take a little practice to get into this feeling that we just experienced, on the call tonight. So, and also the crying is releasing too. That's the releasing of this energy that we hold on to. And I know, you guys hold on to way more than the average person, so you're carrying all that. And so a lot of it's going to be releasing, and you're going to be releasing a ton of, stuff. You're just like, and so, that, you can cry and feel sad about releasing. But it's good. And you might feel some differences in the next couple of days, because this energy, once things start shifting, will continue to shift. It's that powerful. And it just, it's not going to stop after the call is done. It's going to continue. And so, you're going to be releasing things. Maybe some of you have never experienced, releasing energy of the stuff that you've been hanging on to, and we cleared those chakras. So you might have different experiences. Sadness, not everybody might feel joy. You might feel sadness, but you are releasing that sadness, releasing that energy that you've been carrying for maybe years, so you're carrying with this stuff around for years.
Yeah, that sense of releasing is key. It's so important because then our muscles relax. Everything in our body just comes into a more relaxed state, so that we can receive things now, because that tension that we hold prevents us from actually receiving some of the important information that we need. Also, there was a comment here about it's really important for us as activists that we know that the animals feel the love that we have for them. Many of the animals are in distress, and for us to know they can feel that we're out here, we're here fighting for them, supporting them, loving them, and just that confirmation. And being in the healing arts, you may have more information about that animals really can sense our efforts to help them.
Absolutely, yes. So, again, when if you guys are dealing, like if you are on the battlegrounds and, seeing the slaughter trucks and the, whatever, if you are in it like that, do that, surrounding yourself with light, and send that heart energy from your heart to I see a slaughter truck going by on the freeway full of animals. I feel that energy. Sometimes I have to pull over because it's so, the energy is so strong. I'm going to I got to pull over. It's too much for me. So surround that truck in a big bubble of light and send that love from your heart to theirs. Energetically, those animals will feel it, even though their fate is already sealed. You can do that anytime, anywhere, whatever you're doing, just sending that love out into the world. Yeah, it's really, it's much more effective than being angry. And so if we can get to that point, it's going to be much more effective, because it's a lot of energy. to be angry. It takes way more energy to be angry than it does to be loving. Those low vibrations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's also important to know. This is something that you can do spiritually to help the animals. It's a demonstration of love in action for all life. And as Judy often says, this is what vegan spirituality is about. When we tap into that, our own feelings and sending love and making that conscious decision to connect and share that with the animals in a healing way, that's also helping them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So folks are saying they're really glad that people mention crying because it happens. It's common, and it is a great release, especially when you're in a space of love and healing. It's almost as though you have permission to forgive yourself. You have permission to feel those feelings. So.
Exactly. Let it out. Get it out. We don't want to hold this stuff in. We want to let it out. It's okay. We don't have to be strong, all the time. And it doesn't mean that we're not strong, but we can, just whatever it is, just get it out. Don't hold on to it.
Great. That's excellent advice. Also, we have a comment from Diane here. She's wondering if we should do that with people. Like, what if you live with somebody who just happens to have negativity and that kind of energy that's really low, and it can be exhausting to be around that. It might be a neighbor, somebody that you live with or work with. How do we do that? Can we send them that positive energy, or what?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we can send them that energy, surround them in a bubble of light, send them that loving energy. Don't engage, most likely you don't want to engage with them because it's not going to get very far if they're combative and they're not willing to, have a conversation. And then we don't, again, when somebody's like that, we don't want to engage in that negativity and bring our vibration down by engaging in that. So sometimes it's better to walk away. You're just really not going to get anywhere with that kind of person. Surround them in light. Another thing you can do that's a good technique is if somebody's like in your face and they're, like, hey, blah, whatever it is, and they're kind of angry or oh, you vegans or whatever, you can imagine holding a mirror and turn that mirror to them, right? So that they would see themselves being ugly and angry, which is the lowest vibration. Just imagine that metaphorically. You can do that with a family member, a coworker, or whoever. Just imagine them looking into a mirror in that ugly, angry, low vibrational state of being. That keeps you in a high vibe, and you're also, again, you're helping yourself, right? So that keeps you out of this discussion that's not going to go anywhere. It keeps you high vibrational, protecting yourself. I don't know if you guys know about, spiritually, surrounding yourself in a bubble of light. There's different crystals you can use, and grounding yourself, protecting yourself, so that you don't, again, that you're not as empaths taking on that energy of low vibrational people. And then you're like, oh, I got a headache. I feel so drained. It's because I hung out with so-and-so all day. So surround yourself with high vibrational people.
Yeah, and those visuals, the visuals are really helpful. They're actually techniques. Spiritual techniques, energetic techniques to visualize as these things are happening. The mirror, that's a great one. I had not heard that one before, but I like it, and I'm going to use that one.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody, I know we don't have time for crystals and all that. That's a whole nother call. But if anybody, feel free to email me on these energetic protection tips if you're interested in that. I've got a lot of cool techniques that you can do, and I'm telling you, it works because I've done it and I've seen it in action, and I've seen the transformation that takes place. I used to be that angry vegan fighting with people online, and it just drained me. I got nowhere. I didn't turn anybody vegan by doing that, posting the horrific pictures. I don't do that anymore. I totally come from a place of love. I don't post anything negative. It has been so much more. I mean, it's just amazing, the transformation. It's worked so much better than being, angry and posting violent pictures. It really, really works. I've seen it in my own life, because when I first went vegan, I was angry, right? You're angry, you're pissed off, you're like, oh my God, why isn't everybody getting this? But then I turned it around, and it really makes a big difference.
Let's see, is somebody trying to reach?
Buzzing.
Yeah, I was. This could be maybe somebody's trying to reach out. I may just go ahead and switch the webinar options so we can.
All attendees are muted.
Okay, sorry about that. I guess, yeah, something happened there, so we just want to be able to hear you a little bit better. So, yeah, those are great suggestions. I think the toolkit is very interesting. Those kind of concrete examples of what specifically to do are very helpful and super useful. So I put your contact information at the beginning of the chat box here, but for anyone who's on the phone, Tracy's email is tracy@healingallbeings.com. And
yes.
Her name is spelled Tracy, and then at healingallbeings.com. So that's a way you can stay in touch with Tracy. I will also send an email following, you'll receive an email following this with the replay link, and also it will have some of the contact information from Tracy too. So this is such a treat. I'm just so glad that you're able to be here and share all of your knowledge and share more about what it means to be an intuitive coach. And
yes.
We're getting also one comment here is saying that they never thought of the sadness actually being love, and that was a great gift that she received, just to know that maybe that's what's going on. Maybe the sadness is actually love.
Mm-hmm.
And
it takes a little getting used to if you're not, if you're not used to feeling that energy.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to thank everybody for really being part of our call tonight, and just for contributing. We've got lots of wonderful chats in the chat box, so I'll send the chat box log as well. And I'd like to actually close tonight with a prayer that's actually, it's from Judy. I know Judy's not here tonight, but Judy Carmen wrote this prayer, and it's actually called an activist healing prayer. So I thought it'd be really appropriate, a nice way to close, and also to honor the work that Tracy did with us today.
Great.
Yeah. So the activist healing prayer, and this is again by Judy. So we're kind of bringing her into our energy field here. So we stand together in this sacred circle and feel the warmth and love of divine intelligence as it fills our hearts with more and more compassion for each other, for all animals, for our vegan community, and for all people. Together, we share a most beautiful vision, a vision of all of us and all people growing into our true nature as beings of universal, transcendent love, a vision in which all people live in harmony and mutual respect with each other and with all animals. Divine kindness, compassion, and joyful love express through us as we hold this vision in this sacred circle. We're so grateful that we can be together on this special day to care for each other, encourage one another, and grow stronger and bolder in our work to liberate all animals and bring love and peace to Earth for all beings. In order to obtain peace for the animals, we must be peace. To gain love for the animals, we must be love. When that feels too overwhelming to do, we reach out to each other for support and encouragement so that we can be in heart, soul, body, word, and deed, that which we are manifesting on earth for the animals and for us all. We give thanks that we have this passionate love and empathy in our hearts. We go forward from this nurturing, healing day to pray, to work, to teach, to encourage, to help each other, and to be the voices of all animals everywhere. So thank you. I feel as though that's a blessing that we received.
Yeah, that's great.
Yay, yeah, thank
Yay.
you.
Wow.
So it's a wonderful way to close with a lot of gratitude and appreciation. And thank you so much, Tracy, for offering this today. It's just a real special session.
Thank you for having me. Yes,
yeah.
thank you all. Thank you all for being here. I'm honored. I'm honored to be able to do this for you. And so thank you. Yes, thank you, Lisa.
Oh, and
wonderful.
Thank you. And we look forward to our next event that we have for activists will be a support group that we offer. It's going to be on the 4th Thursday of this month on August 25th. And then in September, we have Teresa Wagner is going to give us some insight on compassion fatigue. And then I believe we're having a visit from Gabriel Cousins, Dr. Gabriel Cousins, who will be with us in September on our Vegan Spirituality online gathering. So if everyone, if you'd like to, let's see if I can, we can do a little group goodbye here. If anybody would like to. I may have to change the little webinar options for a brief moment so we can
All
hear each other.
attendees are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
Great. So if anyone would like to unmute yourself and just have our little group goodbye, we'll be able to have our closing. So, goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you
so much for being here.
Bye.
Goodbye. Good night. It's great to hear your voices.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Bye.